All right, so we're back for another deep dive. This time I think we're going to get into some really interesting stuff, something that I think a lot of people kind of struggle with.
Yeah, definitely. Should be a good one.
We're looking at trading psychology, right?
Mm.
Which can be kind of, I don't know, intimidating.
Yeah, for sure. It's one of those things that I think it's easy to overlook, but it's so important for success in the long run.
Totally agree. Totally agree. And we've got this source here. It lays out some really, I think, core principles, and it kind of attacks that whole get rich quick mentality.
I think a lot of people fall into that trap, so.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've been there for sure. But this source, it's pretty straightforward. It says after you win one trade, keep the same risk on the next trade. Keep following your system rules. Keep waiting for the next opportunity. So, I mean, on the surface, that sounds simple enough, right?
Right.
But I think there's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that simplicity is deceptive. It's easy to read that and think, yeah, okay, I got it. But when you're actually in the heat of the moment, trading, it's a whole different ballgame.
So true.
Emotions run high, and that's where a lot of people get tripped up.
Yeah, so let's dig into that a bit. Why is it so crucial, I guess, to keep that same risk even after a win?
Well, winning a trade, it feels good, right?
Definitely.
Gives you this rush of euphoria, and that can easily lead to overconfidence.
Oh, yeah. Been there.
You start thinking, I'm on a roll. Maybe I should up the ante, go for a bigger win.
Oh, so you're saying that's actually a trap.
It's a huge trap. That's how you get into trouble fast.
Yeah.
Because trading, it's not about streaks, it's not about hitting it big once. It's about consistency. It's about managing risk over the long haul.
Right.
So even after a win, sticking to your predetermined risk parameters, those are crucial, even when you feel like you can't lose.
So you gotta keep a level head.
Exactly.
No matter what's happening.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. Our source also talks about sticking to your system rules.
Yes.
Can you break that down for us? Like, what does that actually look like in everyday trading?
It's all about approaching trading like a business, not like a gamble, not like you're, pulling the lever at a slot machine.
Right.
Think of it this way. If you were running a bakery, you wouldn't just randomly throw ingredients together and hope for the best, right?
That's a recipe for disaster, I'd say.
Exactly. You'd have a recipe, a system in place. You'd plan how to source your ingredients, manage your costs, all that.
So what you're saying is, in trading, you need that kind of recipe for success. Right?
Absolutely. That's what your trading system is. It's your predefined strategy. It should outline everything. Your entry points for trades, your exit points, how you manage risk, what you're going to trade, how you analyze the market, everything.
Oh, wow. So it's very comprehensive.
Yeah, it's like a roadmap for navigating the markets.
Okay, so it kind of helps you avoid, I guess, making those impulsive emotional decisions.
Exactly. It keeps you grounded, keeps you from making those knee-jerk reactions based on fear or, the dreaded FOMO, fear of missing out, or greed, Those can really mess you up.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
For example, let's say you're using a stop-loss order, right? That's a key risk management tool. It automatically exits a trade at a certain price level, so you limit your losses.
Ah, so instead of, like, panicking and selling at the worst possible time, you've already set those boundaries.
Exactly. It's about having a calculated approach and having that discipline to stick to the plan.
Okay, so you're not just reacting emotionally to every little price swing.
Nope. You're letting the system do the work.
Got it. And then the last part of this quote, it says, keep waiting for the next opportunity.
Right.
Now, that doesn't sound very exciting, does it?
Then maybe not.
Especially when, you got people coming into trading, they think it's all, fast-paced action.
Right. Yeah, it definitely doesn't have that kind of adrenaline rush appeal.
But it sounds more like patience. Is that what we're talking about here?
Patience is a huge part of it. It's about recognizing that, again, we're talking about treating trading like a business. And in any business, you don't just jump at every single opportunity that comes your way.
Right.
You evaluate them carefully. You look for the ones that really align with your strategy, the ones that offer the highest probability of success.
So you're saying it's about waiting for the right setup, the right conditions, not just chasing every trade out there.
Exactly. Let's say your strategy, for example, is all about identifying breakouts from certain chart patterns.
Okay.
You don't just jump on any trade that looks remotely like a breakout.
Me are more selective.
You wait patiently. You wait for a setup that meets your specific criteria. The right pattern, the right volume, all those confirmation signals you need. And that's how you avoid those risky trades that could really eat into your profits.
So So by being patient, you actually increase your odds of winning.
That's the idea.
Okay, that's starting to make sense. And that's really what our source means by trading is a business, not an online lottery.
Exactly. It's a shift in mindset. You're not gambling. You're making strategic decisions based on a plan, just like you would in any other business. You're not looking for a quick buck, you know?
Yeah.
You're building something sustainable.
That's a long-term game, right?
Absolutely.
So to recap, I guess, consistent risk management, a clearly defined strategy, and then that discipline to patiently wait for the right opportunities.
You got it. Those are the keys.
So that's how you go from, I guess, from gambler to trader.
That's the path for sure. It's about making that mental shift.
No, so all this stuff, I mean, it's really interesting for trading, obviously.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, like, are these principles, only useful for, I don't know, Wall Street types?
Mm-hmm.
Or can the rest of us, take something away from this?
I think that's the beauty of these principles. They're applicable to pretty much any area of life where we have to make decisions, especially when there's uncertainty involved.
Interesting. So like, managing your personal finances, for example.
Absolutely. Think about sticking to a budget, not making those impulse purchases.
Right. Resisting that urge to buy those shoes that are on sale.
Exactly. It's about discipline. It's about having a plan.
Right. Not letting your emotions dictate your spending habits.
Exactly. Or even consider career decisions.
Okay.
You wouldn't just jump at the first job offer that comes your way, right?
Well, hopefully not.
You'd think about your goals, you'd look at different options, you'd wait for an opportunity that really fits your aspiration.
Right. You'd be strategic about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of thinking long term, not letting emotions cloud your judgment, having a plan. These principles apply across the board.
So what you're saying is a little bit of discipline and a long-term vision can go a long way.
Absolutely. It's about playing the long game no matter what you're doing.
That's some great food for thought.
I think so too.
So as we kind of wrap up here, I want to leave our listeners with something to think about.
Okay.
How can you, take these ideas, this idea of emotional discipline, of having that long-term perspective, and apply them to your own life, whatever your goals might be? I think that's something worth considering.
Definitely. I think that's a great question to ask yourself. Because no matter what you're aiming for, having that discipline, that long-term vision, it can really make a difference.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for this deep dive. I think this was really enlightening.
Glad to be here. Always a pleasure to talk about this stuff.
Yeah, I learned a lot, and I hope our listeners did too. So until next time.
Until next time.
Keep diving deep, everybody.
And stay disciplined.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.